Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ash Kumra with the Confessions from an Entrepreneur Show here on the Tradecraft Network. And I'm so happy to be with my girl, Brittney Castro. She is the entrepreneur extraordinaire, millennial finance junkie, spiritual money master to the stars. No, I'm just kidding about that. But she is just amazing person. She has an awesome project with us. So Brittney, how you doing?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
So stoked to have you.
Yeah, I was about to do my money when you're introducing
Do you have your
me.
money dance?
It's like my money dance.
I can do that. So what's the name of your show?
Financially Wise Living TV.
Okay. And
yeah.
what's the mission of it?
The mission is really to help more people understand how to really manage their money.
Okay.
So how to make it, save it, budget it, invest it, protect it, you name it.
Yeah.
We want to help them when it comes to money and personal finance.
Okay. What inspired you to do this?
Well, long story short, I went to school, got my degree in business economics, and I started as a financial advisor right after college at a firm. It was pretty corporate. I worked like a dog, and I was pretty successful after 5 years there, but I didn't have a life, and I was sick a lot, and I just thought this isn't really worth it. You know, the money that I was making was great, but if I sacrificed everything else in my life, I just didn't feel that was the true definition of success. So I left and went to an independent firm, got my CFP credentials, which is kind of a big deal in my industry.
AKA she's really smart.
I'm kind of nerdy. And after 2.5 years at the independent firm, I was ready to then start my own firm.
Okay.
So I've almost been 3 years with my own firm. And, you know, it was really this mission to just teach people money in a way that was so much more relatable and not as stuffy, not as corporate, not as traditional, but talk about it in like everyday struggles. You know, how do we make more money? How do we save it? How do we use these systems or hacks to make it easier for us? Because we're all so busy and we're all, you know, like out there trying to do amazing things in the world, and you know, we know money is important, but it was still such a big struggle for most people. So that's been my mission, to really just make it fun, exciting. It doesn't have to be boring and stressful. And yeah, I mean, it's been great to change it from more of a traditional financial planning role that I've done to more of a media, teaching, speaking kind of firm.
So you know what I love about your story is, first off, you love money. You're passionate about helping people.
Yeah.
But the way you've been able to take your passion and turn yourself into this thriving self-brand. I mean, you've worked at CNBC, you're on a startup TV show. I mean, you've done a rap video. You've done about money, by the way. It's pretty dope.
Yeah, we got to put it.
Yeah, for sure.
Put it below.
How have you been able to take that part? The reason why I ask that is because, I mean, one of the reasons why we created Tradecraft is because we feel that specifically millennials and other people in the digital generation, they're all self-brand. They all have this ability to master their passion. And you did that. Mm-hmm. So what advice would you give someone who has their own self-brand or their own passion and they want to amplify like the way you have?
Well, first, I think you need to be very clear about your expertise and the niche that you're trying to work with. You know, my company is called Financially Wise Women. Yeah. So I'm very specific with my marketing to target the younger demographic, you know, 20s to early 40s. Women who are professionals or entrepreneurs, but really just wanting somebody to help them understand money. Mm-hmm. So I'm very specific with that. And I think the more I niched myself, the stronger my brand became, because I wasn't trying to be in everything to everybody.
Did you know this niche in the beginning? Like when you started?
I started to formulate it as I left that first firm that I was at, because I just saw there was this huge need to teach women about money, and being a woman myself, I felt very unique in the industry and very alone. I mean, if you look at the statistics, less than 20% of financial advisors are women. And the fact that I was young, I mean, this was when I was in my 20s, I'm still young, but that's like less than 1%, you know? So I was the one at these conferences, and this young, you know, petite girl, and with all these older guys, and everyone thought I was the one, like the girlfriend of the person who won the conference. And I was like, no, guys, I'm actually the advisor.
You're like, hey, I have my boyfriend here.
Yeah, this guy's with me.
Yeah.
But no, it was like a combination. I just saw the need, and honestly, it was a little bit of selfish too.
Okay.
I just wanted to work with people like me. I was like, I was, tired of working with.
So who are people like you? You say that.
I work with a lot of creative people who are professionals and really just eager to take care of themselves and like want to learn, like people who are passionate and wanting to improve themselves in all arenas. So it's nice because, like I said, the more I niched, the more I became successful, and it was so much more enjoyable for me. Like, I really work with people I love and would normally hang out with, even if they weren't my clients.
Well, that's so cool. I kind of have a last question. What's your take on this whole millennial, digital, new generation kind of revolution that's happening? I mean, at least from my perspective, I know we talked about this earlier, that I feel that there's this surge happening right now where entrepreneurship is like the new cool. Like, it's really so cool to be an entrepreneur. What's your thoughts specifically? The groups that you're reaching with your work. Where do you see the world coming? Like, what's on your crystal ball?
I do think entrepreneurship is way more mainstream than ever before. It is like this sexy topic, and everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. But you know what I'll also say is, even if you're working for somebody, that's super cool too. And you can bring just entrepreneur mindset into whatever it is you're doing, and think more outside of the box and think creatively about how you can bring value to the work that you're doing, to ask for more money. It's not the typical everybody works a 9 to 5 for 4 years and then you retire. So we are changing, like the landscape is changing, and that's why I think the way that I work with my clients is very holistic with money. I don't just say, Ash, you got to go get a job and save into your 401k and this, because it wouldn't work. We don't live that way anymore. So it's about getting really clear about what you want and then figuring out the best path for you, whether that means you're an entrepreneur or not in the, actual term, but to think entrepreneurially, and think open-minded about how you're creating the life that you want for yourself. So it'll be interesting because I think a lot of the financial world has to change to keep up with how much has changed with technology, and you see that now. I mean, even the way we can invest our money or manage our money, it's at our fingertips. We have all these apps and tools to help us, but there's still the long-term strategies that work. So I really think there's this like nice combination or bridge we can really begin to implement from, I guess, more of your traditional old school ways of doing work and managing money to the new ways of working and managing money. And there's a lot to be learned and keep up with, but it's a very exciting time. I mean, I think this is the way of the future, and the more we can support this, the better off I think everybody will be.
Okay, very cool. Well, Brittney, I gotta tell you, I'm so excited to know you, see the awesome work you do. I mean, I follow all your videos on YouTube, and we're definitely gonna promote her rap video.
Yes, like my rap video.
You got a rap name by the name?
Be Wise.
Oh my god.
Get it? Brittney and Financially Wise Women. Be wise.
Well, be wise. It was awesome talking to you.
Hey. Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's a big deal. I turn into...
When I call her Be Wise, she like looks at me differently. She's like, yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I got the money. You're tuned into Trade Craft Entrepreneur Show. Make sure